Hello everyone, this is Mimi and I am making some cupcake ephemera. This is a project that I actually learned from my mother. She had made one when I went to visit her, and so I thought it turned out really cute, so I decided to make a couple and just do a little tutorial on it. So I've got some cupcakes that holders that I had taken and just cut them along the edge. I just kind of snipped them, not even about a quarter of an inch all the way around so they would lay flat. And then I took and did some stamping on them. And first I kind of inked them up a little bit. And then I took my stamp that has a bunch of different scripts on it, just all kinds of neat things, and I stamped it. And I love this stamp. I'll have to put down where I got it from. I can't remember the place I got it. I know it's from Junk Journals, etc. I think that's the lady that has a store that I purchased it from. And these stamps are fantastic. I think they were $9. I really love them. They stamp really good, and I have enjoyed them immensely. So that's what I do. I stamp these up, and then after I get through stamping, which I layer them with two. I cut two out per cupcake ephemera, and you can see there how beautiful they turned out when you stamp them. I'm sure you can do other little techniques to them, but this is just what my mom did, so I thought it was really cute, and I will actually have a picture. I'm going to do a little video. But what we did was we put eyelash trim in between the cupcake holders, and I hot glued it down and just kind of color coordinated what I wanted to use on there. So I'm making this cupcake holder actually with red cupcake that had a chocolate covered strawberry in it that my husband bought me for Valentine's Day because he knows I absolutely love them. And he bought me some last night, and the cupcake holders were perfect condition. There wasn't nothing wrong with them. They didn't have anything on them. So I said, I'm going to use those. So that's what I did. I ended up using it. So this one's kind of got a red theme to it. The other one's kind of got more of a pink, beigey brown theme to it. So, and my idea is to put some little pictures in them and just kind of embellish it up and use them in maybe some junk journals, or it could be used in anything, little crafty stuff that you're doing. So got my glue gun out, and I am going to put a little glue gun around on the bottom and just along the sides there. And you could probably use any kind of glue, but I just glue gun, it was on, so I decided to use it. And then I got my eyelash trim and put it on there, and was kind of a little bit of messy, but it worked. So I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but that's the way I did it, and kind of pulled it out once I put my other eyelash trim, my other cupcake holder down. But, when you're working with glue, it always tends to want to stick to you more than it wants to stick to your project, which sometimes is very aggravating, but you just deal with it, right? That's just what you have to do. Between glue on your fingers or ink on your fingers, that's the life of a junk journaler, especially when you're creating. But anyway, here you'll see that I accidentally put the glue on the wrong side of this, the side that I had already inked, and put my beautiful script ink on there, and I noticed it, and I'm going, great. So I said, oh, well, it's okay. You know what? I'm just going to put it down and then stamp it again, even though you can kind of see where it goes through the paper. So I'm just pulling the eyelash trim out here, and then everything's sticking to me. But just pulling the eyelash trim out and Then I'm going to do a little trimming off of the eyelash trim because I had a little bit too much on this one. This eyelash trim here that I have, this little kind of off-white, it's actually from a scarf that I got at the Goodwill. And I like it. It works really good in certain projects. The other eyelash trim is a little bit not so, this one's kind of a little bit more fluffy, I think. So here I am restamping my cupcake holder. And it turned out just as good. So I was glad that my mess up ended up being saved, which just makes me happy. And then after I get through stamping it, I am going to fix up the middle of it. But like I said, this is just a fun little project. You could even do this with your grandkids or your kids. It's just a fun, easy project somebody can do up, and then you can have some little extra ephemera ready to go when you get ready to junk journal. That's what I kind of like to do. I kind of like to just take time out and work on my ephemera and my embellishments, and step away from my junk journaling and just do something, different, things that I can use in my junk journals, because it kind of gives you a little break, and then therefore you have your stuff ready to go. So I have a small picture here that I do up a lot of these smalls. I call them my smalls because they're just the small little pictures. They're probably an inch by not even 2 inches. And I do a whole bunch of them up, and I use them a lot when I'm making my little collages, which y'all know I absolutely love to make collages. That's one of my most favorite things to do in my journals. So it's kind of what I'm doing here. I just have some extra scrapbook paper that I tore and put in there, just some little scraps that I had left over. And then I have some more eyelash trim that I am going to put down. And I'm using a little red and a little cream there. And I'm going to glue that down and put that beautiful picture there with a little scrap of material that I decided to use. And I thought it kind of just, brought it all together. And then I'm going to get the old hot glue gun out again and stick that down. And I'm just amazed at how well these turned out. They, like I said, were fun to make, and I thought they turned out really, really pretty. I always save all my scraps. I have a container full of just nothing but little pieces of scraps, and then I have a bag full of scrapbook paper. And, yes, I try not to save everything, but because, then you're overloaded with all the little extra goodies. But anyway, I try to save some of the stuff that I think I might use, and you'd be surprised at how much you really use them. So then what I'm going to do is I have a pretty little rosette that I got, and in fact, I got these rosettes from the same lady that I bought that stamp from, and they're so pretty. I think they really add a little bit of just kind of like saying bling to something, but I think they add so much to your project. So see how this turned out? I just thought this was really cute, and I just love the way it turned out. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to take the next one that I had done up. I've got a pink one and then a kind of a cream color cupcake holder that I've already stamped, and I've got some pink eyelash trim, and I'm going to use that underneath and glue that down, and then I'm going to use some more of the off-white. These are both from the scarves that I got at the Goodwill, and I didn't pay very much money for them, so they have been good for little cut-ups. So we got to get some more of that eyelash trim down. So I'm doing the hot glue fun stuff again. But I think the hot glue worked pretty good because it was kind of a fast gluing technique. But, you know, there again, you know, you can use probably the Fabri-Tac glue, works just as good. I love Fabri-Tac. It's probably just as messy as a hot glue gun is, but sometimes, you know, it just depends on the project, what you really need to do. But just go through there and pull out your eyelash trim, just kind of give it a little tug and pull it out so that way it shows. And it kind of gives a dimension to your project. Like I said again, you could cut these bigger strips if you don't like the little tiny ones, or you could even kind of, you know, do scallops. You could do all kinds of things with this project, you know, but I just thought that the way that my mom did them, I thought it turned out so cute. She's really good. She makes, always making stuff, and she sends me pictures all the time, and I actually went and seen her this weekend, and we got to do a lot of fun things together. We did a lot of crafting. We did some shopping and went to Tuesday mornings and, you know, just had so much fun talking and laughing. And she is definitely, I wish she lived a little bit closer that we could craft more together. But she is, I call her my crafty companion because me and her just love to craft and we love to make things. And she has a lot of supplies. So I go there and raid her supplies every time I go visit her. Okay, well, I've got this one glued down, and I've got this beautiful picture here that I'm going to ink up. And it's another one of my little pictures that I printed out. And I've got some just lace here that I think I got this at Walmart. I love this color of this lace. I think it really just adds a little bit to a lot of the stuff that I do, and it's not very expensive. You can buy it over there in the fabric aisle, over there by the ribbons and stuff. But I really like it. They have a thinner one too, and I use them a lot in my projects. But I'm getting my little light pink eyelash trim there that I got from the same lady that I bought all the other little goodies. I think I bought the brown and the pink from her. Oh my gosh, I wish I could think of her name of her store. I've got to look that up. I will put that down in my description. I'm so terrible about remembering people's names, or the names of their shops, but she has a lot of really cool stuff in her shop, and she also does a lot of she has a Facebook page. I think it's called Journal Junkies. And her name is just totally gone out of my brain. It's normal. But I'm putting the eyelash trim down again, and my little ribbon. And I'm fixing to put down the pretty picture. And I'm gonna hot glue all this down. And then I'm going to have a little rose embellishment that I'm going to add to it. I'm looking on Etsy right now to see if I can find that lady's name, but oh, it's BygonesVarietyShop. I know y'all know who she is, but she has some really cute stuff. It's Kelly Snow. That's her name. I should remember that. Kelly Snow. She has some really good tutorials, and I know all the crafty people know her. But anyway, these turned out really pretty. I hope y'all enjoyed the tutorial and try it for yourself. It's a fun little project, and y'all have a blessed day.